Hi everyone, welcome to The Next Normal. I'm your host, Sister Jenna, and we are doing a whole week of self-care. You know, the other night I was just Googling, thank you Google, about my astrology. I'm born on March 12th, so I'm Pisces, right? And I went through Vedic astrology, Western astrology, Chinese astrology, numerology, and what was so intriguing was a consistent thread about so-called my personality as a result of being born under that zodiac or that year or that sign or that date or that time. I don't know my time, but that date and year. And what came out were three very consistent themes: creative, leadership, empathetic or compassionate. And it just kind of went through my whole theme, like creative, leadership, empathetic, compassionate. They had this compassion thread, and of course intuitive. How could I have forgotten that one? And every one of them, it said that I'm highly intuitive, and then you should do something that helps others, that is connected to the mystical world and the spiritual world. And I just sat there and I kept thinking about the stars and the karmas and souls. And it's not just for me, this is valid, but they're saying everyone born under that astrology or that sign, they have an element of that energy in them that's very dominant. And I found that just profound. And the other day I was thinking about the math of everything in life and how everything has a purpose. And yesterday we were in the courtyard and we were just reviewing issues of Gandhi's life and Gandhi's memorial. India's Republic Day is approaching. Today is Martin Luther King's official birthday. And also this particular time period stands very strongly for the Brahma Kumaris community, because on January the 18th, the founder of the Brahma Kumaris, Brahma Baba, passed away. And one of the things that the Brahma Kumaris in the USA is doing this whole week, various centers around the US, is that they're holding this conversation and this meditation, but also an honoring of the legacy of these two people that meant a lot. One, what it meant for Martin Luther King to stand up and fight for the rights of all people in America, but predominantly the African American culture. Two, on the other side of the world, Brahma Baba was fighting for the empowerment of women and for men to also rise up to the valuing of women and to teach them that a better world is upon us if you empower the women. Both of these men at the same time. There was something very significant happening. For us in the BK community, you might not know much about Brahma Kumaris or Brahma Baba's story, but it was so similar to Martin's. They burnt down his house, they attempted to kill him. Why? Because he wanted women to have the same rights. Back in those days in India, in Pakistan, now Pakistan, but prior to the partition it was India fully. And so on both sides of the world, that vibration, that energy of trying to take care of others, they're all trying to take care of the life of other people. The fight was continuing. For Brahma Baba, it was a quiet fight, even though in the local community, they came after him. For Martin Luther King, it was for the whole nation. And the whole nation supported him, for the exception of the few who just could not let go of the idea of equality amongst the races. So I look at self-care today while taking care of others. It comes on many different levels for me, and it might also for you. I want to bring about my mother, Sister Gita, and I don't know if Santosh can put up her picture, but when she began with the dementia, that was during the pandemic. I've always been there to take care of her. We traveled everywhere together. We did everything for each other, whether she was cooking or teaching or just her presence helped people to feel comforted. For me, it gave me the freedom. It gave me the freedom to be able to just keep moving on and getting the work done for the Brahma Kumaris and for the community. So I want you to just imagine on one level, there's somebody taking care of that soul space that people feel comforted, where there's humility, or somebody's not going to test you with your ego, or they're not asking much from you to keep going. They're the plug in the wall. You're running low on the battery, you just plugged yourself into her and you got back to life. And for me, I knew that energy was there, right? So in her way, on a mental and spiritual level, she was taking care of everyone. Everybody would say that. I remembered, I think I was around the breakfast table and David was sharing something that really hit home to me. She took care of you at that soul level. That's a kind of self-care a lot of people don't know about. And let me refine it. When somebody close or maybe just in your contact just has this very deep thought process that you are well, they wish you the best, they want the best for you, they look for ways in how they can make your life easier without you even having to ask. I was remembering in one of our advanced classes of the Brahma Kumaris, Baba had said, the proof of your love for someone is that they don't have to ask you. You know what they need. I don't know why that stands out so much in me. But then later on I realized why. Because I've seen where many occasions Baba will use me to do something for others without them even asking. Because of that love. There was one young girl, she had terminated a pregnancy early. She had become homeless, and we had helped her to kind of get a space for her until she got her life together. And it was around the Christmas time. I mean, a lot of people don't know this, but it was around the Christmas time. And I just went to Walmart and just bought a Christmas tree and gave it to her and left it at the door just to surprise her, so that when she would come home, she's trying to work and get her life together, there'd be a tree that she could just feel like she's celebrating, even though things are tough. I give you just one out of many, many stories like this that I've done. I don't know if you remember that young boy that was homeless in Sister Gita. Remember Thomas, that guy, that brother? He had come to the museum, and Sister Gita says to me, maybe we can help him. Before I knew it, I asked my neighbor next door who had an empty house. I don't really know this person, but maybe we can help him. He seems like he might be okay, I didn't know. But long story short, we helped him. That's an element of self-care where you're looking out for others in a way without anything in return. It just gives you a sense of joy that you know that sometimes people don't have the courage to ask you to help. They don't have the courage to ask for help, but you have to kind of have that buildup in your system of taking care of yourself that you automatically feel the need of someone else. And I ask you out there, how many of you have taken care of yourself that you have this innate sense of how to help others along their rough patches? I've met so many people in extremely challenging situations, and I have seen how Baba have kept me there to help them until they get on their feet. And then I move on. Life just keeps moving on. You just keep going. You walk on the planet Earth just helping people along the way, because why else are we here? Is it only to keep taking, and if you don't get any more what the person is giving you, you move on to somebody else to get what you're looking for from others? Or is it to just keep supporting and helping and to raise people up? Really, self-care while taking care of others is essential, because you might end up with individuals who have like dementia. You might end up with individuals who have become homeless. You might end up with individuals who might just be out of it physically, and you have to take care of them. And can I tell you, taking care of an adult is not like going to auntie's home. At the beginning, it was so difficult for me, and I'll tell you why it was difficult. Only the first three to 4 months. I don't even use that word difficult, to tell you the truth, but it was a challenge. Why? No sleep, new house, different personality. Mom had changed, and I just don't have the energy. I don't have it in me. My face looked like a prune. I looked like my eyes were drawn in. I looked like a mess. But inside of me, I'm going, it's going to pass. This won't last forever. So even sometimes you might end up feeling like that. You've got to keep telling yourself, it'll pass. That can't last forever. I'm going to look for solutions, which is what I did. Whether it was looking for nurses, it was almost impossible to get, or an angel like Rashmi came along and made it so much easier on all of us. And she took care of Sister Gita with so much love and so much patience. And as much as I knew, having Sister Gita 24/7 while she's taking care of her, I was so mindful of making sure that she was okay in her own way. If some nights it was just too much, then we were starting to exchange and say, okay, we will stay one night with Sister Gita, or send her to stay with me. You have to find that space or time where you need a little balance. You need a little time for yourself, or else you get so frustrated. Not because of taking care of the person, but you get frustrated because now you feel you're not taking care of yourself, and you don't have any more to give to this person or to people or to the society. So there are different forms of self-care for people and taking care of others. You could actually have a person immediately close to you that you have to take care of. That's good. But then you might have to take care of your city, your community, your society. And you do that by picking up the papers, or you making sure the spaces are clean or in order or safe. There are different awarenesses within us that says, I want to take care of other people. I want to take care of my neighborhood. When we got the donation to pave our road for Om Shanti village where we are, and we mentioned it to the neighbors, no neighbors came forward to help financially. They're like, well, don't ask us for money if you have to clean the road. And I just looked at people and I was like, it's going to upgrade our neighborhood. It's going to make the neighborhood better. And they wouldn't think that way. We did it anyway. We paved the road. And you know what? Everyone benefits on it, from the church to the neighbors to the visitors, and watching the neighbors jogging on our road. Do we say, give me toll money for using our road? No, we took care of the neighborhood. And we're continuing to upgrade the neighborhood. Does anybody come and say thank you? Did anyone? No, because self-care is its thanks. Self-care is your appreciation to uplift and to help others in your society. That goes back to you. That goes back to you. And that's why karmically you see on some weird levels, and I'm not saying the math makes sense right now, but there are reasons why certain souls are born with like an abundance, or certain souls are born intellectually sharp, or certain souls are born with a lot of virtues. So certain souls are born very, very healthy. Certain souls are born very, very famous. Certain souls are born to invent things. Some souls are born definitely to destroy things, you know. But I'm just looking at how can we become better at taking care of our society by actually being able to take care of ourselves. And it's just a question that I'm going to leave for you to respond to or to answer on your own. Because at some point in time, if everybody becomes selfish and very self-centered, and they stop caring about the well-being of the people they live with, number one, it becomes dry. You know, it just becomes dry when you're living in a home. And think about families and kids, teenagers, Most of the parents now just leave their teenagers in their rooms with a cell phone. That isn't self-care, and it isn't self-care for others. Because that child in the room on their laptop or in their cell phone watching nothing that will stimulate their intellect is taking everything from their subtle energies and their subtle powers. And what are the signs of that? You will see it. They're irritated, they're short-tempered. You can see the subtle energies are drawn out of their soul, so there's no light in their faces. And you sit there as a parent and you look at them and you wonder, what can I do? And the only thing that I have come to a conclusion is you just have to keep sending them your blessings and your good wishes, and hopefully they grab that vibration from you so they can find the courage and the strength to break that habit. So self-care while taking care of others will require some intuition, some insights, a kind of understanding that you're going to get your reward. It has maybe nothing anymore to do with others. But if you're wired to do that which brings benefit to the lives of others because you have been doing that to you. I have been taking care of the way I think, the things that I speak, the way I eat, the choices that I make, the things that I listen to, watch, the food that I eat. I think I might have mentioned that. When you are committed to doing that, then you realize how much work it takes to really keep others going, because you're a big assignment. Our sweet little sister went to take care of her car the other day. I think it was emissions or tag or whatever. And she came back and she's like, it takes so much energy. And I said, yes. A lot of people who have life easy because of people like me who take care of them, they don't realize how much energy it takes from a person to make sure everything is running. Whether the bills are paid, whether the utilities are okay, whether there's food, organizing this or that. And it requires an army. It requires an army. And so to have this element of self-care because you're taking care of others is a big thing nowadays. It's huge. And so in order for any of us to be able to help other people, we have to be committed to taking care of our soul. The soul needs a lot of healthy thoughts. Right now, my soul is working out the math. It's been doing it now for maybe a year or two. Like, what is it that people are just so unkind to each other? I'm looking for that answer. I know it's algae. I know it's anger, lust, greed, attachment. I know it. But I'm still kind of perplexed. Why won't it come to an end after thousands of years? Because people aren't taking care of themselves. People aren't taking care of themselves. So they get irritable. They're short-tempered. They're not happy. Their choices that they make are based on bad habits, because energetically their consciousness doesn't believe in their goodness. And the ego and the attachment will try to convince them they're doing great. That's the irony to the story. So the soul never really gets to see how it's really doing. When I'm not my best, oh boy, do I know it. I will even tell the family, look, I'm not doing so good. I need you. You know, because I can't do this by myself all the time. Me. I need support, help, be positive, help me. I need your good wishes over here. Please don't be so negative. I need that. Because I just might need a boost. You can feel it as a vibration. You know, you wake up in the morning, and if your spouse or your child or your mother-in-law, you know, seems to be in an off mood, they didn't say anything to you, but you can sense it, right? It's a vibration. Little Happy, the service animal, if you're very happy, she's happy. If you're not, you can see she's different. So to all of you out there that is really, you're taking care of other people, don't stop, but find your balance. Still have moments to just be in your own company. Sometimes just sit and do nothing, and that doesn't mean being on your phone. Maybe for me, I love listening to music. But I also reach a point, I don't want to hear anything. Just want to hear my own thoughts. That's also self-care. You can help others by accumulating power in that. So let's go to our AI. I won't do a meditation today because we're running out of time, but let's just go to AI and take a look at some of the benefits or what it means to have self-care for the self as well as being a caretaker. It involves selflessly prioritizing the needs of others, which can make maintaining a sense of self challenging. But cultivating self-awareness and honoring personal identity while caregiving is crucial for sustaining emotional balance, preventing burnout, which was big, and fostering meaningful connections. So here's a few tips. Understand your role versus your identity. Huge. Number 2, practice self-care. That's what we're talking about all week. Number 3, acknowledging your emotions. Very important. Number 4, finding moments of presence. Just be still. Number 5, balancing compassion with self-compassion. Huge. Maintaining relationships and interest. Accepting help and community support. Major. Celebrating your small wins. By consciously making space for your identity, needs, and aspirations, you can embody the balance of self while compassionately caring for others. Just remember, nurturing yourself enables you to give care from a place of abundance rather than depletion. Huge, 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 huge. Went through it myself. Still going through it, but my gosh. There's nothing more valuable, and Sister Gate Effect is coming up soon. There's nothing more powerful than having somebody that you want to take care of, you want to help, but you don't feel you have it in you. And sometimes you can take it out on that person, and it makes you feel so bad. That's a sign when you're not taking care of yourself. Remember this. Whenever you lash out at people, that's your signal. You're not doing good. Whenever anything gets to you, just remember, you could take better care of yourself. Here is the Sister Gita Effect. Enjoy it.
Slaying the 3 dragons. And the 3 dragons are doubt, worry, and fear. And I'm reading the 7 steps of silence. The 7 steps of silence are the complements, the bridges or steps that take us into the depths of knowledge, increase our core strength, and release creative energy into the world. A contribution that not only can we all make, but which is of the utmost necessity. Step 1, listening. People often speak of opening the third eye, but our true step into deepening understanding is to open our third ear. What this means is to tune the self to understand what is really being said. This requires that I create a stillness within by detaching as far as possible from the conditionings of my personality, from myself, and from my way of thinking, so as not to interpret new knowledge according to old patterns. I need to step back from myself in order to listen to myself. Listening is creating that respectful space between myself and the other, which facilitates a real understanding of what the other is trying to say to me. Listening through the third ear creates a link of empathy, an attentive calm and openness that focuses the mind on that reality that can be grasped. Such attentive awareness enables the mind to create concentrated and pure thoughts. As Albert Einstein said, I firmly believe, as the ancients believed, that pure thoughts can grasp reality. What is the reason for going into silence? Why would I want to tune my mind and attitude in listening? As the world becomes more complex and problems become further intertwined, listening is the first step to communicating and harmonizing. We need to harmonize with everyone. It is a method to understand the reality of others in order to live better with them. Listening to myself, to God, to others, and to nature enables the self to harmonize and to enjoy a sense of equilibrium. Think on these things. Have a pensive day.
I was talking to somebody yesterday. She lost her son about 2 years ago. It was just a fluke. And I was asking her, how does it feel? Does it get lighter? And she says, just these moments of coming and going. And we ended up saying one of the liberating factors for me, I felt I did so right by my mother. I did everything that you were supposed to do and more. There were times we would go to India, because we go to India every year, and to get a place and nurses and everything to take care of her took a lot of effort. And I wouldn't leave her because I would ask her, do you want to stay or you want to come to India, to Madhuban? She would just, want to go there to our headquarters in India in Mount Abu. And there's something liberating for you here when you've been taking care of yourself here. And it's automatic for you to take care there for others. It's just, the math is so simple. I'm still working on the math as to why people are so mean. I'll get it. All right, today's good wish is, in order to serve with your mind and intellect must be free from any wasteful thinking. It should be now become easy for you to have the mantra of Man Mana Bhav. Elevated souls who have elevated minds offer powerful thoughts and good wishes and pure feelings automatically to others. Keep creating this practice of elevating your mind with good wishes and pure feelings so that you can help others as well. Okay? All right, so I hope everybody took some benefit from today's sharing. All right, Dr. K, love Sister Gita's teachings. Me too. Ed Robus, you are superb. Thank you so much, Ed. Manmohan Gali and Darlene, thank you for joining. Copley, Canary, Minakshi, welcome. Om Shanti, Jokes Guru, Papu Yadav. Sorry. All right. Manmohan, Love Sea Salt, Rank Chaser. Boy, your names and handles are so interesting. It sounds like another world. Joanne, Travel Kwa, Rashmi, my little angel. Lilawati says, I'm Pisces to 26th February. Very loving people. Hi, Nina, Suman, Eb, Dinesh, Banu, Raghu, Lily, Kailash. Hope you're doing well. Indra, Neha, Smita. Annette Henry, thank you always for supporting us. It's really helping. Samantha and Gigi. So, if you've got someone that you've got to take care of, just do it from your heart. But remember, taking care of others is really a representation of the way you're taking care of yourself too. So just to keep that in mind, okay? All right. Practice loving everybody the same. Your attachment will reduce in your personality, and you'll find that love is more. You just accept things more. You let things go more. Okay? Take good care of yourselves. Promise. Om Shanti. Take care.